balanced wealth management, retirement, planning, expertise. Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
First goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
Oh, was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Doblowy! Touchdown Raiders!
And we are joined now by both radio and TV. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today for this special matchup between the Apple Valley Burnsville. We're going with Eagles and the Hastings Raiders. There you can see it. Don't let that 5-20 fool you as Apple Valley plays in a very, very tough one. Hey, Josh Colvin here, and I am not a social media guy, so check in with Tuck Sports and the rest of the KDWA crew on there. We can see Apple Valley making their way around, looping on the left, and Hastings on the right. This is the play-in game between number 8 and number 9, Apple Valley. If you've been tuning in, you heard me make the prediction, and I got to give myself a little broken arm pat on the back because I nailed it, exactly what I predicted. Hastings gets Eastview if they get through this game. That's tough, but it's not the worst draw. Take a look at the fact that St. Thomas Academy is all the way down there at number 3. Two Rivers with a massive upset over Hill Murray early in the season gets rewarded by going to Two Rivers. Starting lineup at this time going to be announced. Hastings will be the home, which is why I get to sit up in the old bird's nest here. Nice and comfortable with the bird's eye view. And then Apple Valley will be the visitors. Starting in goal. Oh, we're going buckets off. They're going to ask for a moment of silence. I will take that and observe that on the radio as well.
Thank you so much.
Moment of silence for the officers and first responder that were killed in a hostage situation in Burnsville. National anthem at this time. To the radio audience, they flipped the order that we're doing stuff. They decided to go with the anthem before the starting lineup, and that's a little on the unusual side, but that's okay. Here we go. Starting for Apple Valley, number 41, Max Wiggins. He comes in with a .435 goals against and an .879 save percentage. Up front, number 27, Meyer Kreitzman will be centering. His wings, number 4, Eli Wells, and number 14, Nolan Mickelson. On defense for Apple Valley Burnsville, a little bit of a change here. They're going to go with number 5, Caleb Engelbrecht. And then number 7, Nora Narag. So that's a little bit of a change from what they had listed on their sheet that they gave me before the game. So they switched it up. It was originally going to be Luke Severson, and so they mixed in their different defensive lineup. For the Raiders, starting in goal for Hastings, this is the senior, number 31, Brooke Smirsky, comes in, as I mentioned, with a 2.41 goals against and a 9.10 save percentage. The starting forward line for the Raiders, no surprise, it's going to be the line of Zagota, Harris, and Vanderhoff. Number 24 has the most assists on the team, 25 on the season, 37 total points. And there you see Blake Vanderhoff coming in hot. Him and his other winger, Johnny Harris, round out the top 3. Vanderhoff, 44 points. Harris has 39. On defense, starting tonight for the Raiders, number 23, Sawyer Zaruba, and his partner, number 27, Mason Beff. I want to take a moment to talk about Beff here for everyone at home watching. These are really, really important things to talk about. What a great story about a guy sticking with it. Incredible attitude, incredible work ethic. On the youth hockey circuit, just never made his way onto the A team. You would never guess it. Captains the power play. He's on the kill. Incredibly smart on top. Does a great, great job. So for those youth players and parents at home, just keep working, keep grinding. Beff is a great, great example of that. Apple Valley rounding up in front of their net. Raiders will be doing the same on their side. We are 17 minutes away from a first period that, based on the last game, isn't going to tell us much. These two teams met outside at the Shields rink at the United Heroes League. That one went to a 3-2 overtime game, but I got to tell you, it's going to be a little bit different potentially in terms of what we see inside. Outdoor rink hockey is great for an experience. It's a cool thing. It's awesome the kids get to be a part of it, but here's the reality. Not the best ice conditions, no matter how good they do, and boy, United Heroes League did a spectacular job in that. The reality is the ice is just different. It feels different. It flows different. If you've watched the Outdoor Stadium Series, they just tend to be a little bit sloppier. Look for the Raiders to try and take advantage of better conditions here inside on the McCree East rink. Opening face-off about to come. Raiders going right to left on your radio dial. Apple Valley going left to right. We'll use the netminders as our reminders. Wiggins on the left, Smirsky on the right. Face-off, Kreitzman versus Zagota. That's one by Apple Valley. Shot rung in off the glass to the right of Smirsky. Beff has it, rings it to the half wall. Chipped behind him, and Zaruba's going to be chased by Nolan Mickelson. That puck is reversed. Nobody really with possession. Right winger Johnny Harris has it. Pushes it out. Doesn't clear the zone. Turnover. That's Noah Narag. Narag shot. That one flies high and over the shoulder of Smirsky. Unable to get it out though. The Raiders. Here comes Mason Beff. Deep right corner. Time and space. Sends it up. Misses. Trying to get it off of Harris or Vanderhoff's stick. And so we'll have our first stoppage of play here at the 16:28 mark as the Raiders are called for an icing. Line change coming up. Regenscheid, Wallstrom, and Savage out front for the Raiders. On the back end, going to be Teglin and Carlson. Face off to the right of Smirsky. Puck is dropped, sits there, goes to the right hash where Hatfield now picks it up, walks in, centering. That slides through everyone. Pinching down was Benolkin. Benolkin now tries to get it deep. It ends up on Hatfield's stick. If you missed the radio pregame, what a spectacular name, Fisher Hatfield. That guy's straight out of the Alabama swamps with a name like that. Puck now at the point, rung in deep, left to right, behind the net. 16, centering. Puck is loose. Teglin tying up, does a good job there. Puck ends up sitting back on Hatfield's stick. Now he reverses, still on the right wing. Centering pass. That was Benolkin cheating down. Nobody has it. Chipped up. Now Savage has it. Raiders now, they've been on the wrong side of possession so far. Savage tries to go to the near side. Chumson turns that over. And Apple Valley dumps it into the right of the netminder Smirsky. Teglin, bounce pass into the neutral zone. Ahead to Geib. Geib centering for Kraut. One-time shot. First save by Max Wiggins. Goes off of his right toe. And that one's cleared down. They're going to say actually no shot on goal. Perhaps I misheard that and it actually hit the boards. Right wing inside the Raiders zone. They're back at it. Pushed up. Held in by Apple Valley. Zaruba on the left. He's going to go back to the right wing where Geib has it. Geib trying to get it out, unable to. He's met by number 11. That's Dylan Otten. Otten battling Geib, so a pair of 11 sitting there. Zaruba comes up with it below the goal line, gives it to Niederkorn, left-hand side in front of the student section, chipped up for Kraut. Now Mills has it, turnover, 2-on-2 coming in, Mills with speed. Zaruba, great stick, prevents that from getting anywhere. And then Geib flips it up into the low side of Noah's Ark here. And the Raiders will be called for the puck out of the play. So we'll get a line change again. This is not the start that Coach Klein would have wanted as far as time of possession. If this is a ground war right now, Apple Valley's encroaching on the home base as they've spent the whole game inside the Raiders zone. This is going to be Kreitzman. Nope. Yep, they've got Kreitzman double shifting here. He's out with two different wingers, as it looks like Apple Valley mixing and matching a little bit what they've got going here. Raiders at the left half wall, unable to get the puck out cleanly. They're right in front of the bench. Kreitzman now picks it up, walks in, left shot on the right-hand side, backhand shot. Smirsky save off the blocker, chipped up to the right wing, but held in. Nope, they're going to say offsides. Kreitzman has it, gives it back. That's to Benolkin. Benolkin sends it up. Smirsky holds on to it. That puck now settling at the left blue. Raiders again not able to cross the red line. D to D, Beff to the near side. Here comes Teglin. Centering, that goes off a stick, so no icing. Johnny Harris and Zagota going to get there. Zagota now deep right corner of the offensive zone. Harris picks it up. Vanderhoff trying to find space in front. Reverse to Zagota. Centering one time. That was a beautiful play. Great vision by Zagota, but unable to get that quite on net was Vanderhoff. Now shot looking for a rebound. Zagota sent that through. Harris was there. Puck bounced over his stick. Now here comes Apple Valley. Beff fired it into Hatfield. Hatfield now turns it over to Teglin. And Teglin's going to get the blue line, dumps it in. Where reaching back to take it is Luke Severson. Severson sends it right back up the left wing. But the Raiders, we're going to see this. If you haven't watched a lot of hockey for the Raiders, positionless hockey is the name of the game. There you see Johnny Teglin all the way down at the goal line. He's the deepest player. It's about who can get there first, and everyone covers. In this case, Wahlstrom playing left D. Now Teglin loops back out as the Raiders are battling and about 5 feet inside the right blue line. Puck goes back. Hatfield to the near side. That's Benolkin. Benolkin stops, chipped up to Mickelson. Mickelson centering pass. Oh, that was Wells, almost had it. Instead, good job by the Raider back pressure. Ryder Regenscheid and Sawyer Zaruba there. Raiders dump it in, no ice. Wiggins sets it, waits. Engelbrecht, the defenseman, steps out to the right-hand side. Chipped up. Now across. This is Wells crossing in, but a good job by Carlson preventing that from going anywhere. Chipped up past Geib. And then Engelbrecht gives it. This is what we call ping pong hockey. Nobody with possession, and we're just staying between the blue lines, giving it back and forth. It goes down into the Apple Valley zone, where the Raiders hold on to it at the blue line. Zaruba gets it to, this is McGinnis, behind the net to Chumslin. Nobody in front, so it's a bounce pass. A little bit hot. Carlson does a great job holding it in on the right-hand side, but it ends up leaking out into the neutral zone back to Carlson. Chipped up, good stick by Geib, gets that in. Raiders in the middle of a change. Chumslin and Geib stay out. Reversed. Geib has it to Chumslin. Now centering, looking. It's on Vanderhoff's stick. Shot. And a good kneeling block by number 26, Asher McIntosh, as he prevents that. Good play there by Chumslin and Geib to create a scoring opportunity in the middle of that change. 12:07 left here in this scoreless first period. Raiders and Apple Valley. Winner gets number 1 Eastview on Tuesday. Face off in the deep left corner, centered out. Niederkorn off of his stick. He's playing that off D spot, so a lot of righties on this team, so a lot of guys having to play their offhand. Here comes Vanderhoff entering, tries to center for Zagota. That's broken up by Noah Narog. Narog up to DeMar. DeMar chips it into the Raiders zone on the deep left-hand side. Back to Beff. Beff up to Harris. Harris looking, flip pass with speed. Oh no, that just bounces, and the Raiders are offsides. That was a 2-on-1. The puck hit on edge. Vanderhoff unable to advance it with him, and actually checked up like a chip shot from about 60 off a Mickelson wedge, and it backed up on him. Raiders now behind their net. Here's Beff to the left-hand side to Niederkorn. Centering pass, that's Harris. Harris with Vanderhoff. Shot, saved by Wiggins. Puck is loose, sent back where it came from on the right side. Harris tied up but unable to get the puck loose. Regenscheid now there, and then Harris is going to swat it in, then go try and get a change. Wallstrom and Regenscheid out. Harris working his way to the bench. Centering pass off Hatfield's stick. Then it's chipped ahead by Skoglund. Reversed behind the net to Teglin, left-hand side. 10:51 left here, scoreless first period. Puck ends up ramping up, just misses Braden Kraut there inside the Raiders bench. And so the faceoff will occur inside the Raiders zone. Shots on goal, 4-4 so far. Nice crowd still filing in, good student section. Again, a little divided attention. Girls hoops in action. They're at home against North St. Paul, having a great season, 17-7 this year. Boys hoops on the road, 11-11. Girls hoops sections will start next week, actually. So a whole lot of action going on. Wallstrom tries to get it out. Engelbrecht shits it past everyone. And there's Teglin sending it over to the right wing side where Savage has it. Good job moving the puck around. Here comes Regenscheid, gets the blue. He's got Wallstrom in the middle. That puck ramps up into the netting. And so we'll have a face-off inside Apple Valley zone. As I said, girls section, that starts next Wednesday, February 28th. Thursday, boys wrestling state tournament will get in action. Raiders drew the 4 seed. They'll face Albert Lee. Individuals are this Saturday. So the state tournament season is upon us, that's for sure. Girls state tournament starts this week. Puck chipped out past everyone. That's going to be an icing. Trying to get a little bit of stretch pass there to Dylan Otten, but a little too far for everyone. Girls hockey state tournament starts this week. Raiders finish their season 13-13. They lose to the eventual section champion Rosemount. Rosemount was the 4 seed and ends up upsetting Lakeville North, the 1 seed, and then beating Apple Valley to punch their ticket. So we'll see how Rosemount's able to represent that section this year. Regenscheid steps in against Hatfield on the right-hand circle. Inside, oh, they're going to wave out Hatfield there. False start, so now we're going to have O'Brien. It looks like, nope, that's Otten, my apologies. Dylan Otten versus Regenscheid. It ends up going the way of Apple Valley as the Raiders are now in the neutral zone. Puck slides back. Regenscheid sends it in on net. Here comes Savage. Great job as the first forechecker pinning in. Raiders playing a 2-3. What that means is that first checker is going hard to the puck no matter what. Second forechecker is supposed to be triggering if there's any chance to help out. Here come the Raiders in the offensive zone. Oh, that's a bad call. A little prophetic by Coach Stoffel. As Coach Stoffel said, even with 2 linesmen, they're still going to blow a call. And that was the first one. As it was shot out and back in, they're going to say that was offsides. So back to that 2-3 as the Raiders here on the faceoff try to get it in. The goal there is to attack from a higher angle as you got a third forward. Now terrible turnover shot, save Smirsky. That puck was just thrown right to the middle by the Raider defender. Smirsky challenges out and gets a big waffle on it and pushes it to the corner. Most dangerous play so far by either team. Here comes Carlson, near side. Chip, bounce pass, trying to stretch it for Kraut, unable to get through. And we have a pileup right in front of the Raiders bench here. Carlson has it again, retreats, trying to buy time and space, gives it over to Teglin. Teglin up to the right wing. Now we're going to get the offensive blue line. Chumsland rings it right to left. Into that corner goes Kraut. Kraut delays, looks, trying to wheel to the front. Puck slides off his stick, and there comes number 45. That's Jack Cook, who's going to send it for an icing for Apple Valley. 9:11 left here in this first period, scoreless. And then shots.
HCTV Sports is supported by Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
And Katie Novak, that's her 3rd appearance now. Face-off puck, backdoor goal! Raiders off the face-off, slide it. Harris has it, just chips it. Max Wiggins overslides, and in wide open empty net for the Raiders, gives them a 1-goal lead off of the face-off. Wiggins just overcommitted, and then a very deft play to chip it back to the middle of the ice. Ends up with an open net. Segota on the faceoff, just pulls it back. Vanderhoff has it, slides it up. Harris shoots it off of the pad. Vanderhoff there for the rebound. For sure Harris on the apple. We'll see if we get Segota as well. And Vanderhoff puts the Raiders up 1-0 with under 9 minutes left in this first period. Raiders in the offensive zone. Vanderhoff has it. Chip behind him to 14. Centering across. There's Beff. He's going to bounce pass it in. Yep, they're going to give assist to Harris. There we go to 24 Zagota. So Vanderhoff, Harris, and Zagota, big shocker. And that's what gives the Raiders the lead here in this first period. Carlson now sends it over to Zagota right in front of the Raiders bench. Far ice to Savage. Raiders in the middle of a change. Zagota going to work his way back off. So now Savage coming in to end up trying getting some pressure. Forces a dump. Centered. What a goal! Savage gets the pressure. Forces a ring. The pinch by number 10, Niederkorn. Savage after that just slides up. It was a centering pass by Niederkorn that Savage just tipped around Wiggins. And the Raiders, in less than a minute, are now up 2-0 on Apple Valley. Again, great job by Savage here to slide in and pressure. Forces the ring. Niederkorn steps out. Savage comes backside, and again, just touches it. I don't think Wiggins knew it was coming. And they are dead wrong, the officials. They just said Niederkorn unassisted. They missed it. That's okay. We'll go with mine. Shot, save Smirsky. Savage now has it. We're not going to take that away from him. Savage gets a goal. Niederkorn the assist. And the Raiders are up by a score of 2-0. Here comes Apple Valley trying to reassert some possession. Centering, slides up top. Rister off the bottom of the chin of Smirsky. Has a shot by Narag. Ends up being swallowed up. So we'll have a face-off to the right side. So you can clearly see, great job here by HCTV. There's the tip by Savage. And that thing was going to go wide if he doesn't touch it. Beautiful, beautiful shot pass by Niederkorn, though. And the Raiders up 2-0. Zagota steps in, face-off. Right wing dot in the Raiders zone. That one's lost. Rister, Smirsky gets a stick on it, pushes it to the left-hand side in front of the student section. Mason Beff battling. Now here come the Raiders. One-on-one. Here's Harris. One-on-one. Slides through. Gets it to his backhand. Tries to center. He had Zagota there, but he just couldn't quite get it off. All over him was Andrew Benulkin. Now to the right-hand side. Here's Otten. Otten, centering pass off of Mills' stick. Teglin there. Pushes it to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff pressures it deep. And now here is Caleb Engelbrecht. Held on to, good back pressure by Zagota. A little Marion Hosen stick lift there. That gets it in the corner where Harris and Vanderhoff go to work. Vanderhoff, deep left corner, low to high to Teglin. Teglin drags, back to Vanderhoff. Has space, walks in, shot, hits. Goaltender never saw it, it bounces in front of him. And now there's Harris and Zagota. Zagota rings it. It's going to find its way to Teglin at the left blue. Goes right to Beff. Beff backdoor to Harris. Centering shot. That one just missed a little bit. Harris just had to force it, it looked like. Wasn't able to quite get it what it wants on there. Johnny Teglin taking a digger. No pancake for that, Johnny T. Puck is iced. Nope, they're going to say Teglin could have touched it. 6:27 left. Raiders going to have to regroup into their zone. Off of McGinnis' stick. Here comes Chumslin. Chumslin pushes it into Apple Valley's zone. He's against Narag. Narag now sends it over to the right wing side where Geib has it. Geib battling, looking around. Behind the net, McGinnis and Chumslin end up attacking the net as you see it tip over on Wiggins. He just ducks and the net is pushed over the top of him. McGinnis and Chumslin both going hard behind the net trying to create a turnover there. And so the net just ends up dislodged on that. Little friendly fire. Chumslin actually takes out McGinnis momentarily, but Thomas McGinnis, all 6 foot, 3 or 4 of them, ends up just going into the net. So 6:07 left here, first period. Raiders on top, 2-0 over Apple Valley in this first round of sections in this play-in game between the 8 and 9 seeds. Geib pushes it to the near side. McGinnis off of his stick. Geib still battling, spins away, has it. Bounce pass, backhand, into the zone. That's picked up by McIntosh. Nope, correction by Severson, and then Severson ices it. Face-off will be in the right dot in the offensive zone, right underneath the banners there.
HCTV Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement Planning and Expertise.
Believe this is the last, correct, this is the last game for the girls in the regular season for hoops. Now Carlson chips it over. Zaruba has to retreat as they're getting pressured. Puck is dumped. That's going to be off a Carlson stick. And then Wells is going in. Eli Wells rings it to the right-hand side where Mickelson has it. Centering pass, hits a couple of skates. Zaruba chips it up to the right side where Savage at least ties up against Wells. Push back behind the net, now in front. Centering pass broken up by Zaruba. Carlson in the corner reverses. Zaruba's going to pick it up though. Time and space going to the left wing side. Zaruba runs out of both time and space. That's going to be a penalty against Apple Valley. Smirsky to the bench, and Narog finally touches it. And so with that, we're going to have our first penalty. It's going to be a hook against Apple Valley's number 14. That's Mickelson. Must have been behind the play. I didn't see it. Could have been when he was battling up against Zaruba in that deep left corner. Zaruba was there. There it is. Yep. Stick just gets high, gets in the way. So they're going to go with a hook. I'm not sure about that call. I'm practicing, Hunter, being non-biased here for Thursday's hopeful game. And I'll say that was an errant call that the Raiders benefit from. So the power play now shot. One-timer by Vanderhoff, blocked by Benolkin. Vanderhoff has it. He's going to switch. He's giving it to the top where Zagota tries to center. Tied up in front. That was Wallstrom down. I can't believe Harris didn't pull the trigger there. Must have had a better view than I did because it looked like he had open high. Now Vanderhoff walks down. Rister looking high, blocker misses. Zagota has it. Gives it up to Vanderhoff. So everyone's kind of in different spots here. Now they're going to reset. Vandy gives it to Beff on top. Zagota goes back to his right. Now Vandy walks, switches. Rister misses short side. And Zagota now picks it up. So Vandy trying to go high has missed on two. High blocker, high glove, but the Raiders still with possession. 4:30 left here in this first period. Zagota shot. That goes off Benolkin's foot. Vanderhoff picks it up. 1:07 left on the penalty. Now a shot, centered. Rebound, swallowed up, but held. Ooh, I thought he was going to get a hold of that, but Harris picked his pocket. Now across to Zagota, one-timer. Centering, going around, the puck is loose. And then Wiggins holds on. Harris trying to stop that slow pass. Harris is a righty, so he stops it. He's trying to pull it around to put the puck in the net. Unable to do so. So we'll have a face-off here at the 4:09 mark. Inside Apple Valley zone. Again, great job there. It was deflected. Harris just trying to pull it around because he knows the netminder's down. Try to get it to the wide side, just unable to get it past that left leg of Wiggins. Now Ryder Regenscheid with a shot. That's saved by Wiggins. Given back to Regenscheid. He's on the left-hand side. Up top on this power play unit is Carlson. He fires that into a shin pad. Regenscheid going to switch. Drop pass Carlson. Down low. Usually Carlson likes to pull the trigger. That time he ends up giving it to Savage. Now it goes to Regenscheid. He's knocked down, but puck possession stays on the Raiders momentarily. Savage helps out. He's ridden off the puck. Now Teglin pushes back to Regenscheid. So Raiders looking a little bit more discombobulated here. 15 seconds left until Apple Valley's Mickelson is freed. Walking in, lots of space. Carlson shoots that right into the chest. And Teglin, the recipient of some unwanted attention as he's getting bounced around. Reminds me of that old Saturday Night Live skit from the night at the Roxbury as Teglin's just standing there getting bounced around by 4 or 5 different Apple Valley guys. They're escorting Teglin to the bench. But a second power play unit just didn't get the traffic in front. Never looked like they settled it down quite where they wanted. Raiders have had a lot of different looks on their power play later in the season, trying to settle on the correct lineup and matchups that they want. So they're just going to bring out a line here as there's 5 seconds left before Mickelson's out. Chumslin, McGinnis, and Guide. Zaruba holds it in, swats it back. Now McGinnis on the left wing side coming in. Has Guide in front. McGinnis behind the net, looking, low to high. Carlson right to left D. Zaruba's going to have room for a shot. Save, rebound loose in front. Chumslin shot, goal! You can see it coming. Wiggins got lost in his net. Great job holding it in by the right D. Carlson. Gives it over to Zaruba, who was pressured. Kept it on the ice. Didn't unload a howitzer. Just made sure it cleared. And the Raiders are up 3-0. Again, great job under pressure, fires it. Chumsland chips it over, gets his own rebound, and Wiggins was just lost in his net. Sawyer Chumsland going to get that goal. We'll see who they give the assist to. 3 minutes left here. Raiders up 3-0. Chipped into the Raiders zone. Chumsland still battling. So Zaruba gets the assist as the Raiders set up behind the net. So they're going to say Zaruba and Carlson on the helpers. Both good calls on the way that they played it. Puck is chipped off the near side. Here's Niederkorn. Niederkorn hammered into the boards. Oh, big hit by McIntosh there. That's the pancake of the game so far. Down on the ice is Zagota. Harris picks it up. Raiders all over Apple Valley. Cycles it back down. Zagota has it now. Zagota centering. Puck rolls in and Wiggins holds on. Harris was right there to tap anything in, had it squirted out. So through almost 15 minutes, Raiders are up 3-0. And if you tuned in at the beginning of the game, that's not what it sounded like. The first 2.5 minutes, Apple Valley just dominated time of possession. We're in the Raiders zone the whole time. And then the Raiders, little by little, we talked about the ability to counterpunch, and on a good indoor sheet of ice, able to use a little bit more skill. And that's what we've seen so far. Zagota now at that left wing spot to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff gives it to Carlson, shot. And Wiggins slides to his right, swallows that one up. So 2:09 left here. Shots on goal 18-8 in favor of the Raiders. This second half of the period has been all Raiders. One of the key things they're going to have to do is make sure to not lay off. Not start thinking about points, not start thinking about anything other than making sure you finish this job tonight. Carlson, short side shot. That's going to ring around. Teglin's going to have to retreat. Back pressure by Harris. Forces a turnover. Vanderhoff there. He's harassed. Steps around two. Still getting harassed. Slides through the middle. Finally loses the puck as a sea of Browns swallowed him up. Apple Valley gets the puck. Slides over the left-hand side. That's Skoglund dumping it in deep where Mills tries to set up. Teglin steps around both. And here comes number 4 working his way up the ice. On the right D side, gets the blue. Walks in, drop pass, mistimed. I think he was trying to get Harris. Harris a little bit faster than Teglin thought. Now Vanderhoff keeps it in. Harris, short side, trying to one-time from each other. That's the cute stuff. Raiders gonna have to be careful of him. Here comes Hatfield. 2-on-1, walking in. Rister, shot! Fired up over the glove of Smirsky. And that's gonna be a breakout pass. Chipped ahead by Zagota. Here comes Vanderhoff and Teglin. Teglin, shot. That one's deflected to the short side. Vanderhoff now has it knocked off his stick. And here comes Apple Valley. Caps on the right wing with speed. 1-on-1, shot. Far side misses everyone. And that's where number 2, Ben Watson, was there. Goes in the corner. We're down to 1 minute in this first period. Chipped up the right wing to Savage. Savage stops, rings it around. Regenscheid, bounce pass, near side. Big hit by Zaruba, still not getting the pancakes. 26 has that right now, McIntosh. Now Zaruba hits another one, centering. Apple Valley shot, big block by Savage. This is Kreitzman. Kreitzman battling. On the near side, Wallstrom goes down. Raiders now just want to make sure to finish this period the right way. Mason Beff has it. Behind the net. Turnover up top, Kreitzman, wrister, block. And we're gonna have a penalty here as Ryder Regenscheid is absolutely ridden to the ice. Literally in a headlock by Watson. Slammed face first into the ice. That's gonna be a rough on Ben Watson for Apple Valley. I don't know what precipitated that, but we don't need a replay on that one, Hunter, as we could definitely see that something happened that led to a face plant. Luckily, Regenscheid up right away. Raiders are going to go to the power play here. 21.8 left as here comes Vanderhoff. Over to Zagota, back to Vandy. High slot shot. Wiggins was completely out of his crease. He had to reach way back. I have no idea where Wiggins was going. He was sliding literally into the corner. I have no idea what happened there. Wiggins must have lost an edge or something, falls and reaches back and grabs it. That was a wide open net momentarily. Harris waved out. Zagota gonna step in here. 18.2 left here in this first period. Zagota steps in for the faceoff. Into the corner it goes. Zagota has it, 14 seconds left, up to Vanderhoff, back to Zagota, 10 seconds, down low to Harris. Harris, backdoor, trying to get Wallstrom, it's in! It's in! Goal, Johnny Harris. He was trying to give it to Wallstrom, but it was knocked in by an Apple Valley defender, and it is 4-0 here with 7 seconds left in this period. Wiggins, again, he fell onto one, but on this one, he's the victim of his own teammates. Zagota sends it down to Harris. Harris centers it. It goes right off of number 5, Caleb Engelbrecht's stick. And so the Raiders are up 4-0. Assist should go to Vanderhoff and Zagota. Now the puck trickles in, and the horn blows with that. On the radio side, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned on TV for our first period recap. Raiders lead 4-0 after one here against Apple Valley. Smirsky there getting tapped on by his team as the Raiders are up big. First goal comes in. Raiders get it. Harris chips it back in front. Vanderhoff taps it in. And the Raiders are up 1-0. Then Savage does a great job. Slides it down around. Niederkorn pinching. Sends it backdoor where it's tipped in by Savage. That goal was miscalled. Then a beautiful effort by Carlson and Zaruba. Carlson sends it over to Zaruba. Fires it on net. Crashing line. Chumson ends up burying that. And then the last one here. Zagota down low. Harris centering it. And number 5 tips it in. Shots on goal after one, 20-8 in favor of the Raiders. We're going to step away on the TV side momentarily as well, and we'll be back with, I believe, a coach's interview momentarily.
Whoa.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, my friend Jay and I are looking for our dream home, something big. Right now I feel like I'm living on top of him.
Great, let's talk mortgages.
Wait, your bank is looking...
Cozy? Yeah, we like personal interactions. But as you can see, our vault still has plenty of space for our customers' dreams.
Wow.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
He gets the pin. What a move, what a goal! Oh, what a shot, scores! The Raiders, can they get the lip? Yes, they do.
Just snipes one.
Oh my God! And reaching up and making the play. It's over. Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
One touchdown, Raiders!
After the first period, and it was not the start of the game that I think Coach Klein was looking for. Early part of that game, territorially for the first 2-3 minutes, Apple Valley definitely on us, and then it was all Raiders after that. Talk a little bit about the start and then what we ended up seeing after that, Coach Klein.
Yeah, it's first playoff hockey game. I think we had 5 kids. This is their first time in a playoff game in any high school sport. So we kind of talked about that. I said, but more importantly, I said this is our first playoff game together as us, and we all have different roles, and this is our team, not somebody else's from years past. So, with all that good pregame talk, maybe I talked the ears off a little too long. So, but our kids turned the page, and I think we still were pretty sound in the D zone for as much time as we spent in it early, and we created some pucks and had good feet, and I think what people might not see at home is the work we do when the puck goes low to high, and what the other forwards are doing to find that next puck, and we did a really good job running some good routes off of our low to high offense in that first period.
You mentioned, you're right, that first 2 to 3 minutes was all Hastings zone, and the shots on goal were 0-0. First shot on goal actually was against Wiggins, and then you mentioned the work away from the puck. That goal, the second one, I want to highlight that. Savage goes down in the middle of a change, forces that puck to ring, and it goes up top to Niederkorn. Savage doesn't sit and watch. He immediately goes back door And we saw Wallstrom pull people away. That just opened it up for Niederkorn to get there. How do you keep guys working towards the puck when they don't have it?
Yeah, it's I mean, that's a lot of practice, and it's a lot of the work that the boys put in at practice, because it's not just pond hockey. So, you know, we have routes, and it's kind of like a game of football. Receivers have routes, quarterbacks throw the ball. Well, we have a lot of quarterbacks on the ice in this sport, and as long as our receivers are running good routes, we're going to be okay.
Awesome. Coach Klein, thank you so much. I know you got a lot to do. We're going to step away on both radio and TV here. AM 1460, KDWA, your home for Hastings Sports and HCTV. All right, we're back here from the Hastings Arena as the referees take the ice. Hastings boys working their way out of the locker room. There you see Ryder Regenscheid and Brooke Smirsky as the Raiders take the ice on the left-hand side here, warming up on their loop. On the right-hand side, we will see Apple Valley momentarily. Raiders up 4-0, and shout out to everyone tuning in everywhere. Those of you on the radio looking for the stream, we're partnering again with HCTV. Those of you on the radio looking for my voice, well, you found it, as I'm hoping to keep it. If the Raiders keep at this pace, it's going to be hard for me to maintain it, as you got to get a little enthusiasm for those goals. Connor Stoffel, appreciate the pump in my tires as far as some of the references that I was making first period. I got to be honest, this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't know what I'm going to say until it comes out of my mouth. And everyone who's ever worked with me or spent a lunch with me or has been married to me knows that is 100% the truth. So I'm glad what I'm saying makes sense to everyone out in the listening audience. Hey, shout out to Wiederholtz for getting us in. Today is my 24th wedding anniversary. And so I took my bride to Wiederholtz as we celebrated 24 years together. A 4:30 dinner of walleye and prime rib. And I got to tell you, we lowered the average age in there for a 4:30 dinner by about 30 years minimum. Regardless, great service, great place to eat. You talk about spoiling my wife. My birthday, we went to Perkins at 4:30. Our wedding anniversary, we go to Wiederholtz. I'll also say this. Legitimately, I pulled my wife up to drop her off, opened the garage door, and she goes, "You're not driving me?" And I'm like, I got to go. So I didn't even drive her into the garage. What an absolute princess she is treated like. And so thanks to her for tolerating hockey season. As this one, we're hoping to continue at least another week of hockey here. Raiders doing what they need to, 4-0 on top of the Apple Valley Burnsville Eagles after the first period. Here we go, left to right Raiders, right to left Eagles. Smirsky on the left, Wiggins on the right. Zagota about to step in against number 27, Meyer Kreitzman. Kreitzman loses that faceoff. Here comes Beff. Beff right to left. Remember, Raiders going left to right. This is a good pass up on the left wing side. Harris trying to center it for Zagota. Chipped by Zagota to Harris, and then Zaruba is going to ring it down. Zagota swats that one out of the air, and then that allows Noah Narag to send it partially behind the net. I'm not sure what that hit. As Apple Valley now floats it in the neutral zone. We've talked about this in the past. Second period, such a critical thing. It's almost like golf's Fridays with moving day, as you got to get in position here on Friday before Saturday's moving day, where you now get in position for the win. As this shot is fired on Smirsky. That second period sometimes can be such a big difference because of the long change. So the Raiders going left to right. If the Raiders can keep the pressure up they did the first period, what that does is it pins in Apple Valley into their zone. Just the legs get tired, the shifts get longer, and it generates offensive chances. So we'll see if Coach Klein able to keep his boys working. Rung behind the net by Teglin. Wallstrom tries to center it to Savage. That doesn't go, and now it's sent back in. Raiders Teglin there. He's going to be met by Skoglund, so he reverses it. Carlson to the left wing side. Flipped up to Regenscheid, but not out. Then puck fired into their own player, into Dylan Otten. Apple Valley retreats, now walking in. McIntosh, drop pass. Looking for Otten, sends it down to the left-hand side. That's going to go up to Severson. Severson chipped past. Wallstrom now at the red, has it knocked off his stick, and we're back to table tennis hockey. Near side, bounce pass, that's too far for everyone, so that's going to be an icing. Raiders now starting the first or second period the way they started the first, which is in their zone a whole lot. Deep at the left wing dot. For those of you on the TV side of things, I always tend to call things from the Raiders' perspective. So left wing dot as they're leaving their zone. Face off now, chip behind the net. Zaruba has it knocked past him. Geib, the right wing, is going to reverse it back to Zaruba to buy some time. Zaruba now skates back to the left side, exits, gets out, time and space, steps around, centering pass, looking for Chumslin. That one's knocked off his stick, and we're back in the neutral zone. Here comes Caps. Caps met. Rung behind him. McGinnis going to be met by number 13 on the left wing spot. That's Spencer Miller. Centering pass. Good job broken up by Niederkorn. Here comes McGinnis. has it at the red. Sends it in. McGinnis is going to stay with that forecheck as Wiggins rings it out to the left side. Raiders now looking to set up. Chumson on the ice. Middle of a change. Harris is out there. So Chumson and McGinnis going to have to work their way back. Here comes Harris to try and pressure. It's chipped past everyone. McGinnis gets a stick. He's back pressuring on Wells. Now Teglin has it up to the left-hand side through Chumslin's legs. They're going to say that's an icing as it slides through all of them, and the Raiders will go back all the way to their zone for a face-off with 14:41 left in the second period. Up.
HCTV Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement Planning, and Expertise.
Keep that score kind of in the back of our minds here as the Raiders girls basketball team finishing out their season tonight in the regular season. Now this puck held in at the blue line, centered, shot. That was a dangerous play. Meyer Kreitzman had it right in the slot, fired high and wide, and then it shipped into the neutral zone. Zagoda has it knocked off his stick. Wiggins now fires it right back where it came from, but Vanderhoff is there. Shot, that goes off the side of the net. Apple Valley now rings it out. Good clean breakout. Centered, potential breakaway. Mickelson shot, fired up over high. And back goes Beff. Beff on the left wing side, bounce pass, looking for Vanderhoff. Instead, it's Benolkin. Benolkin walking in on his offhand, short side, drop pass. That finds Teglin's left foot. So the Raiders now leave with pressure. Teglin gets the red, cross crease dump into the right-hand corner. Vanderhoff going to be there. That goes out off of Savage's foot. Into the neutral zone we go. Pushed past Teglin by Severson. Zaruba though there. He fires it up though, and it ends up going off of Severson back to Zaruba. At the right wing side, he's trying to get it out, but a whole big pile up. Regenscheid comes up with it, gives it to Wallstrom, who's got more time and space, flips it past. Raiders now set up that forecheck. Two behind the net. Just slides underneath Savage's stick, and that allows Wallstrom to trigger, but the puck squirts underneath everyone. Raiders dump it back in. Off the stick of Carlson. Off the glass, chipped out. Past Guide. There's going to be no icing, so Carlson's going to have to pick it up with 13-10. Behind the net. Guide all the way behind the goal line. That's the right wing. He's going to chip it up, so if they reverse it, which they do, Zaruba's got to know nobody's really there quickly. That's the turnover that I was worried about. Oof. Dangerous play. As when you're playing positionless, that's cool, but you got to recognize where the guy came from. That time the Raiders lost track of where Guy was going, and so the bounce pass was just into no man's land. Now into the neutral zone they go. Here's McGinnis, chops it deep, rung behind the net. Chumson going to get it on the left wing side, back to McGinnis. McGinnis has it off of his stick. That's offsides and touched by Guy. So face off outside Apple Valley zone. Not a lot of action to say the least as we're 4.5 minutes into this. Each team has one shot on goal in the second period. So Raiders up 21-9. What matters though is the Raiders are up 4-0 on the scoreboard. Boys hoops. Again, thanks Dick Craig. They're down 29-32 as they face North St. Paul as well. Face off. Contained by the Raiders. Now it goes off of McGinnis' stick. Coming back the other way is Otten. Otten pressured. McGinnis gets in the way of Narag. Now behind the net it goes to Chumslin. Chumslin bounce pass for McGinnis. That ends up behind him. Offsides. So Niederkorn sets up. Chip pass. Otten got a stick on that. So this is that table tennis or ping pong hockey as both teams just back and forth. Nobody with possession. This one's going to be an icing. And things have slowed down to a slog. That end of the first period was absolutely back and forth. And the back only went as far as the neutral zone as Apple Valley struggled to get into the Raiders zone. The Raiders just kept laying the pressure on. This period looks a lot more like the first period for the Raiders. See if they can find that jump in their step here pretty quick. On comes Zagoda's line. Zagoda, Harris, Vanderhoff on the back end. Teglin and Zaruba. They're going to wave out Zagoda just because of how long it took. So Harris is going to step in to take this face off. Tied up, sitting there. Nope. They're going to wave out both guys. So they're going to say false start on both centers. So that means Vanderhoff is going to have to take it. Nope. Zagoda going to sneak back in. Attaboy. Interesting that they let him do that. So they're debating about, is that a penalty now? Because if you wave out one and you wave him out a second time, usually that's a penalty. That's what they're talking about right now. Yeah, they're giving the Raiders a penalty on this. Holy cannoli. Because they waved out Zagota because of the late change. Oh my gosh. Because they waved out Zagota on the late change, when it was a false start on both sides, blown by the linesman, now the Raiders are going to get a penalty here. That is an egregious call. You got 4 guys on the ice, and you blow that. Coach Stoffel was very Nostradamus-like on that. They're going to put Vanderhoff in the box because somebody from the ice has to go. And the Raiders are now short-handed here. You can, I'm not sure, Hunter, if you can see the bench, but, oh, no, they're already done. But Stoffel and Klein didn't look super happy about it. A big break for Apple Valley. Now here comes Harris, working us all the way down. Raiders have a 79.1 penalty kill on the season. Apple Valley, a 20.5 power play. Here comes Narag walking in. On the Raiders' right-hand side, Harris lifts his stick. Great job. He sends it all the way down. Wiggins now stops it. Behind the net, Engelbrecht waits. Zagota loops his way out. Engelbrecht has Narag on his left, feeds him. Narag gets the red, then dumps it. No, he doesn't get the red. Wow. That was an unforced error, to say the least. They had time and space. They'd already beaten Zagota. Zagota had wheeled off, given him the neutral zone, and Narag just rushes it, dumps it all the way down. And so now the Raiders get an offensive zone faceoff here while they're a man down. 1:25 left on the penalty. Puck won by the Raiders. Zaruba gives it back to Teglin, who now floats it. That's just really buying time. Chumslin works, takes a digger headfirst into the boards. He just tripped over the foot of Engelbrecht. Here comes Narag. He gets the red this time. Bounce pass, short side, and Teglin has it. He's going to be met. He just absorbs that hit. Puck goes low to high to Engelbrecht. Engelbrecht over to Narag on the left side. Down low. Back up to the left side, top. Over to Engelbrecht. Now centering. That's a shot. Saved by Smirsky. So they're playing a 5-a-die. In other words, what they're doing here, Apple Valley is they, by the way. They got 2D up top, and they're spreading them out. You got 2 forwards wide, and you've got one, in this case, it's number 27, Meyer Kreitzman, sitting in that, call it high slot at about the top of the circle. They're trying to feed him for the shot, getting him lost in the middle of nowhere. And now they pick it up. Rister floated high, misses the net, and then goes into the netting. That was Narag again on that right-hand side. You don't see a lot of that anymore. It used to be all you saw on power plays was the overload. You know, 3 guys in one corner. One of them is going to work his way to the front of the net as they cycle too high, shot, tip, rebound, all that stuff. And now, you know, virtually everyone is playing some form of a 1-3-1 as spun down to the ice is Beff. Puck off his stick, now up to Engelbrecht. Engelbrecht over, Narag has it. Zagota in the lane now over the left-hand side. Now we see more of a 1-3-1. Engelbrecht, backdoor, Narag, shot blocked by Carlson. Good job as he drops his right knee and takes that one right in the thigh. Puck is sent all the way down on Wiggins. Harris there. Sent past him, and Zagota now gets it to Harris. Harris in the high slot, shot, goal! Short-handed goal for the Raiders, and it is 5-0. Harris beats Wiggins clean off the feed by Zagota. Harris, the first one there, sends it up the left-hand side as Harris just keeps his feet working, cycles back up. Zagota chips it right to him, and then at the right hash, he just goes across the netminder's body and buries it for a 5-0 lead here. And the Raiders have turned an interesting penalty call into a goal here. So the Raiders have now scored on the power play and shorthanded. Regenscheid and Wallstrom, the 2 down. Here comes Regenscheid, chipped past him. There's Beff. Beff is going to cross crease, dump it. Raiders back to 5-on-5 hockey. Vanderhoff in. He pins number 2. That was Watson. Now spinning out of it. Apple Valley. This is Benalkin. Centering shot. Saved by Smirsky. Goes up and off. Now puck is loose. Wallstrom in the slot. Gives it to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff with Carlson. Vandy. Rister looking for the rebound. Big save. Carlson just skated past it. That's a tough one for Carlson to try and read in time. He's got to go to the net like that. Timing is just a little bit tough, but again, we talk about the idea of positionless hockey. That's it. Carlson's a defenseman. He was right with Vanderhoff. Here comes Beff. Speaking of positionless, Beff going to lead the charge. Chipped it past. He's going to be the first forechecker. Forces it back to Cook. Cook now steps out to their left-hand side. Skoglund centering, now one-on-one. Cap loses an edge. Zaruba just sitting right there waiting for it. Crosses the red. Then the blue hangs up. Shot off the crossbar. Wiggins was beat again. Oof. 5 goals on 23 shots, and that was almost 6. So again, the Raiders D jumping in. This time Zaruba holds up. Left shot just pulls Cook enough to open up a window to cleanly get it, and then beats Wiggins high glove side, but it goes off the iron. Puck is now deep inside Apple Valley zone. Here's Chumsland. Chumsland looks for McGinnis. Shot from the slot. Almost beat him there. McGinnis setting up for that one-timer. Now loops behind the net. Geib up to Zaruba. Zaruba cycles it back down. McGinnis off his stick. Chip to the corner. Here comes Geib on the right wing. Sending it right back where it came from. Chumsland's going to be there. Gets a stick on it. Actually a boot. Chumsland now pushing it. Cook now sends it up. Up top, Devin Plank. Plank takes a seat. 2-on-1 going the other way. Here's Caps with Zaruba. Shot. Smirsky standing. Makes that one looks easy. And the puck is now inside the Raiders' zone. Settle down. You're already seeing it. Coach Klein and staff starting to roll some guys. Devin Plank, a senior, getting some ice time here at the 8-minute mark for the Raiders. Here's Severson. Severson looking for the stretch play. That one tipped in by Jack Cap. Zaruba is going to send it right back where it came. Wallstrom, he stepped up on. Narog has it walking in. Looking, delaying that was Demare, I believe. It's rung now left to right behind the Raiders' net. Zaruba delays and settles. He's in against Watson. So Watson, and they're going to take both of them. Just trying to settle things down as Zaruba and Watson throwing kind of, I don't know, a little bit of high heat, but nothing major. Just kind of crossing at each other. Referees just making sure it doesn't escalate. So Watson and Zaruba going to go to the bench for shenanigans. And so we'll stay at 5-on-5 hockey here. 7:33 left here in this second period. Raiders on top by a score of 5-0 over Apple Valley in this 8-9 playoff game. Narog, shot, deflected in front, goes to the near side corner. Niederkorn there, unable to get a hold of it though. Centering pass, it's loose, battling, puck is bouncing. Regenscheid comes in. It's knocked on his stick, but they're unable to clear it. Now behind the net. Regenscheid has it, right wing side. Tries to chip it past Narog, does. It's too far for everyone though, as Kreitzman moves past it. Into the neutral zone we go. Vanderhoff has it roll off his stick. You don't see that too often. Mickelson stops, delays, over to Narog. Drop pass, Hatfield to Narog. Shot, save, Smirsky. Goal. Oh no, how did that not go in? Literally, Smirsky was beat. Now the other way, Vanderhoff delays. Spin pass one time. Shot by Zagoda. Save, shot right out front. And Wiggins holds on. And then a high stick. Narog literally just took a 2x4 to Kraut's face as he was crashing. We got whistles. We got conversations. How did that not go in? I'm going to get another look at it here. As a great setup, Hatfield to Narog, shot, save, it's loose, it's going, and I still cannot see how it didn't go in. That was unbelievable. Oh, there we go, we're gonna get the back view. So Beff is in front, the shot goes, Smirsky sets up on the one time, it's going, he gets a toe on it, on the rebound it bounces, and then it goes off of Beff's right foot and kicks to the corner. Hey, shout out Hunter Pinky. Look at you grabbing stuff. Beautiful job there. I literally called goal because I saw it going in where Smirsky was, and then it just disappeared. So now the Raiders are going to be short-handed, as going to the box was Teglin. Not sure what happened there. We'll get the announcement right now. So unsportsmanlike. So that's called I opened my mouth one too many times. Now the Raiders on the kill. Back up top, Pinolkin over to the right. Wrister, shot short side, Smirsky chased. Ends up bouncing around. Good job by Carlson. Pinolkin feeds it back over to the right-hand side where Otten's there. Pinolkin up top to Otten, right shot. Shot, save, Smirsky, it's loose! And the referees blow it dead. Smirsky did not have it. Referees thought he covered it. That was a very quick whistle. Apple Valley fans rightfully upset on that one. Smirsky's got to be careful chasing those shots that are really wide. So now Smirsky and the referee talking, not sure what they could be talking about there. Clearly a favor done, but the rebound actually would have missed anyway. The shot, Smirsky punches it forward, and as he goes to push it, it goes out. Referee's on the wrong side of a pile. It gets pushed through Smirsky's legs. Regardless, it is 5-0 still in favor of the Raiders. Raiders now send it down, 1:14 left on Teglin's potty mouthery is going to be my guess, as he's in the box for another minute 8 for an unsportsmanlike. Narag gets the blue, sends it. Smirsky unable to get it, so Hatfield sets up in the deep right corner, leaves it for Mickelson. Mickelson back to the point. Engelbrecht over to Narag. Narag at the left point looking. Good job by Guy pushing out on that. Forces it to be rung all the way back down around. And 5:26 is left here in this second period. Raiders up by a score of 5-0. Puck knifed by Niederkorn. Good job flipping that up and over. And we're going to get a wholesale change here. Beff and Plank working their way out. Again, the Raiders doing the right thing here. They're up 5-0. And they're getting guys in that don't usually kill. And so a great job by the Raiders here of mixing and matching when they've got the chance. Chelmsland battling up on top with Hatfield. Sent down to Narag. Centering pass. That one just misses Kreutzmann. And at the blue line, puck is loose. Nobody really wants it. Plank steps up, pushes it. So at the right-hand side, Engelbrecht to Narag. Narag, left half wall. Back to Narag. Shot. Blocked by, that's Vanderhoff. Teglin's going to be out of the box. Puck is chipped up. Here comes Vanderhoff. One-on-one with Narag. Teglin trailing. Drop pass. Teglin, one-timer! Oh, it hit the net with the outside of it. Hoping for Teglin to get one this game. Now the Raiders got to be careful. Behind them was number 15. Ryder Mills was doing a great job of beer league sitting backside. Regenscheid, though, has it. 4 minutes left here. Puck is shot. Wiggins did not see it. Now pushed back up top to Niederkorn. Second time for a quarter. Sent down to Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom dropped to Regenscheid. Wide open up top are the D. Given to Carlson. Carlson on the right-hand side, a little bit handcuffed. So he's just going to cross-crease, dump it to, that's Savage. Savage up high to Niederkorn. Niederkorn gives it to Savage. Boy, if he gives it down, he's got room. Now Carlson has it, walks at the right dot. Trying to get that deflection to Wahlstrom. Instead, Savage has it. Wheels, drop pass to Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom up top to Niederkorn. Raiders look like they're on a power play right now. This is shades of last night's Blackhawks game, but Apple Valley isn't trying to tank for anyone. Here comes Ryder Regenscheid. Shot, save, rebound, kicked over. Again, the Raiders have been living this last 2 minutes with puck possession. This shot by Savage gets her, and he's going to follow up. Now here's Regenscheid. Puck bounces over his stick. He returns, drops back. Apple Valley has it. Near side. Floated. Savage going to send it back down right to left where Engelbrecht's going to have it. Apple Valley is dog tired. They're going to send it. Good stick, though. Prevents that from being an icing. Raiders now stretch it. Here comes Guy. Oh, just momentarily offsides on a bouncing puck. And Apple Valley couldn't hope for anything better.
HCTV Sports is supported by Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
For not being happy We're going to call it that. He's going in really to defend Kraut, though. Kraut took a two-hander to the head. The refs didn't call it. Speaking of Kraut, that's going to be a backhand pass down into the corner where Severson's going to ring it. Skoglund's waiting. McGinnis steps in. That allows Beff to get the puck and ring it back where it came from. Kraut going to be the first guy there. Pushes it past Severson. McGinnis now has it. Low to high where Teglin has it. Teglin to the half wall. Geib with some space. Down low. Whoa, a little miscommunication. Now back to Geib. Geib has McGinnis in front. McGinnis tries to shoot. Goes off his stick. Now Kraut loses an edge. Takes the guy with him, though, and the puck comes up on a brown stick. Diagonal pass, and Geib, they're going to call high stick, but I don't care what hand-eye coordination. I was telling Coach Stoffel, you got to get that guy out, if nothing else for baseball, just for bunting. It's amazing how often Geib is able to get a stick on a puck in midair and just knock it straight down. Got to be a room for a little guy who can run and bunt on a baseball team, I think, right? We're still a small ball school. 2:16 left here, 5-0. Raiders up on top of Apple Valley. Puck rung around. There we go, breakaway. Vanderhoff, he's got Cook with him. Vanderhoff tries to get it, just couldn't protect and keep possession. So now the Raiders are going to set up. 2 minutes left here. Here's Zagoda. Zagoda switches. Rings it down right to left. Vanderhoff going there. He hit the net a little bit, so that slowed him down. Enough time for Jack Capps to get in the neutral zone. Capps now picks it up. Crosses the Raiders' red. Shot. Saved by Smirsky. And now behind the net it goes. Zagoda chip pass to the left wing side. That was a miss. Zagoda goes down. No call. I didn't see it. I wasn't looking. Beff going down to try and block a shot, but the puck just rolled off a Capps skate. Zagoda, good job there. Capps is just looking to hit somebody. He's 3 for 3 on high shots as far as wrong aiming, and 0 for 3 on actually doing something effective in terms of what he's doing there, but not surprising as you're going to have some frustration here. Apple Valley down by a score of 5-0 here with 1:15 left in this second period to the Raiders. Teglin, stretch pass. Harris at the red, bounces it past. Wallstrom going to set up here as the first forechecker. He forces a reverse as the 1 minute mark. Now pushed up, Mickelson literally takes a two-hander chop at it, misses. Puck now sent back in. Regenscheid going to go in there. That forces it to move. Mickelson pushes it up, goes past Kreitzman. Kreitzman now gives it over to Mickelson. Into the neutral zone we go. Here comes Regenscheid. Regenscheid with Savage. Cuts, shot, save, rebound, just laying there. Great job by Savage to pull the D with him. It was a 2-on-1 with a back checker, and Savage just sprinted to the back post. And what that did is allowed Regenscheid some room to cut. Great route by Savage there. That allowed some room for Regenscheid, and Wiggins comes up with the glove save. And no rebound at the 32-second mark. Now Severson rings it to the right wing side. Carlson's there in the neutral zone. He's going to cross dump it, floating it to the left-hand side. The reason you cross dump, honestly, is to get it away from the goaltender. I'll explain momentarily. Here comes Regenscheid with Carlson pinching down. Regenscheid on his offhand, spins it back to the corner, pushed up, but that's going to be Kreitzman. Now Severson. He's going to send it over. Clock is going to expire here, and the Raiders are going to take a 5-0 lead into the second intermission. On the radio, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with an interview. Don't go anywhere on the TV side here. All right, so the Raiders here up 5-0 after the second period. There you see Brooks Smirsky getting the knuckles from everyone as the Zamboni's on its way out. The lone goal in that period was created by Harris's first effort and Zagoda pinching in. Zagoda chips it to Harris. Harris moves from left to right as a right shot sends it back across the green. Wiggins just lost his angle in net, and that beats him high blocker side. We're going to stick around on the TV side, Hunter. We're going to just stick around because I've got an interview. So coming up, joining me up the stairs here now, momentarily will be our guest. I want to say special guest, but I don't want to give him too much credit here as we finish up our commercial. So I'm going to time things out here as he pops up there. There we see the Zamboni working its way out, and here we see. So the problem with my special guest right now is he's got his visor And so there we go, we got it. So I'm joined by, I get accused of wearing too many hats, right? And the reality is if there's one, well, you're wearing a visor, but a guy who wears a lot of hats, joined by Trent Hansen, athletic director, interim assistant to the regional middle school director, right? Trent Hansen. Trent, thanks for joining me. I wanted to talk to you, though, about what's coming up here on, is it May 8th or 5th? May 6th. I was wrong on both. I put it in my phone, so that's what matters here.
They look the same.
Yeah, they look the same. Trent, why don't you talk a little bit? Last year was the first year we did this. Talk a little bit about what's going to happen on May 6th.
Yeah, really appreciate the opportunity to inform folks. So this will be the second annual Raider Sports Awards. So it's our opportunity just to celebrate the awesome and everything that happened throughout the entire calendar year and school year of Raiders athletics. So we will take last spring and then this year's fall and winter, since we're running this event when the current year's spring hasn't ended, but we hit the last year, and we just celebrate everything. Multi-sport athletes in the form of kids at any level that play 3 sports throughout the year. We celebrate all state individuals, conference championship teams, state tournament participants, academic all-state, team academic section champions, you name it. If we did great at it, we're going to celebrate it. Bring the kids in, the coaches, the adults, invite their families, and just have a fun time recognizing everyone.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I talked about it last year, kind of like the Raider ESPYs, right?
Yeah.
Without as much star power. We don't get a T-Swizzle out there to sing and dance
Not
for us,
quite.
but not yet. We'll get there, right? We're working up to it. But I got to tell you, I wasn't sure what to expect. It was a great, great night. My family and I were in attendance, and you talked about it. You honor everyone. Kids that are multi-sport letter winners, 2-sport letter winners, 3-sport letter winners, talking about the academics, all those kind of things, people who've earned numerous letters over their career, and it really is a great chance to bring together everything that does make Hastings so special. And I got to tell you, what do you think was my favorite part of the night? Any guesses?
Maybe recognizing Happy at the end.
I get a little choked up just thinking about it. Like, I'm not joking. I'm actually a little choked up here.
Yeah.
You know what?
Contributor of the year.
Absolutely. So a great thing that you mentioned, maybe not every year we're going to have somebody. It depends. But the inaugural contributor of the year is a guy who still is at every girls hockey game. For the Raiders, he was the bus driver before I got here. Heck, he was a bus driver before Benny got here. And you talk about the guys that make a difference and care about stuff so much. What a great opportunity to celebrate somebody like that.
So thank you. I would agree, and I hope we can continue to find someone. I know we'll find someone deserving every year, maybe not to quite the level of impeccability of Jim, but so here's the thing I think is really cool. So when you have a chance to float in a seat that I'm in from 5,000 feet, I get to see all of it all the time, right? What happens to many of our kids and many of our families, which is not their fault, it's the byproduct of being engaged. When you are dialed in on your thing or your 2 things, you don't get to catch some of this other stuff, right? So it was fascinating for me. I anticipated a little bit, not to the degree that it came through, but people really appreciated the chance to learn about their neighbors and hear about their kid's buddy that, man, I didn't realize she could do that, or I didn't know that team did this. And we, of course, everyone throughout the year, right? The radio, the TV, the school, we publicize a lot, but there's also a ton of information to sift through, right? You get focused on your own family, as you should, and focused on your own season, as you should. But I think sometimes it's healthy to just back up a step and go, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on, right? It's just a fun way to do it and just celebrate it together. I don't know if there's a better way to do it than to bring everybody all together at one time. So we're pumped to do it again and try to make it better than last year.
And actually, that's literally how I ended up in this job is, Nick Tuckner made a move for his family, and it was right before girls hockey season. I happened to be taking a year a little bit off by my standards, and they just reached out, and it worked out great. And you talk about the idea of bringing awareness to stuff. I think one area we have a great opportunity for growth, and the thing that's behind the scenes that I'm actually going to be working on next year, but I think that's one thing that so many people don't necessarily see because we are dialed in is how many amazing things are going on in Hastings. Not just athletics, but arts, academics, all of the things we're offering. It's just such a great community to be a part of.
I would agree. And when you have a chance to be a part of a school community in addition to a community at large like we have, a couple things can happen. I think one is you get spoiled sometimes, right? You get it's easy to get on cruise control when you have a lot of really good things happening. But I think the other thing is that stories are the things that bind us, you know what I mean? And sports are really all about stories, right? That's just what it is. So when you can have a chance to connect those, whether it be over eras or throughout the course of teams or different neighborhoods, talk about it all the time. I mean, I bumped into a colleague at the middle school today, right? A parent of a former player of mine, which goes back a few minutes now. But they've started to cycle back through to watch basketball games again now because it's now younger kids that were in their community. It's kind of a second wave fan, right? You get these generational things, and not every community has that, right? And there are dynamics, there are pros and cons to every type of living situation that someone, may find themselves in. But the history of participation, the pride with which this community supports their teams and their schools is long-standing. It's something that I think we really need to continue to, stand tall about. And any ways that we can continue to tell those stories, whether it be through cool initiatives that you're cranking up, the stuff we're doing right now on the TV and the radio, or things like the Sports Award, it all just kind of, all those cumulative decisions in a row, you hope just makes for a cool experience for people.
It really does. I'm gonna finish with this. So today's my wedding anniversary, so I'm able to squeeze.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Or condolences
to you.
To me, yeah. Condolences to Lynn. But so I'm able to squeeze a Wiederholtz dinner in after school before this, right?
Okay.
And so here's the great part.
I didn't get that invite. But
yeah, so I no, you didn't. Well, you're not. Usually Charlie goes with for our
Happy
anniversary
hour.
didn't this year.
Yeah, okay.
But so we go in, and I step away from the table for a minute, and there is Ben Knoll's mom, who's like, oh my gosh, Mr. Colvin, we were just talking about, and I'm like, how's Ben doing? And there's a kid I coached legitimately 14 years ago, whose mom still remembers, and it's, like you said, those kind of things just absolutely fill the old bucket.
Yep. This is a community where people, they do right by others. You know what I mean? And it maybe doesn't make us like special, but a little bit unique because it doesn't exist to the same degree that it does here. And we're also in an era where it's easy to disagree on just about anything, right? It's everything is polarizing. It doesn't matter what it is. Well, you know what? This is pretty cool because most of the people that come here they're rooting for Hastings right now.
Absolutely.
And it could be their neighbor, it could be their coworker's kid, it could be an alumni. It doesn't matter the component, but again, I think that whole dynamic. Well, put it this way: we have names on the front of our jerseys.
Yeah.
Not all of our opponents play it that way. You know what I mean? So I just think you got to keep your focus on the right place. And enjoy the ride.
Thank you so much for all the
thanks
work
for having
you do.
me, man.
I appreciate you having on. So that was athletic director and interim middle school principal Trent Hansen on both radio and TV. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side with our preview of what's coming up next week or the rest of this week on Raiders Sports here on AM 1460 KDWA and HCTV.
Push that trash that way, not this way. Come on.
Oh, hey there. Do you like HCTV?
That's one small step for Hastings and one giant leap for community television.
Do you want a custom video that promotes your business or organization and gives you the results you're looking for? As an HCTV sponsor, our staff will work with your business or organization to create a custom video to promote your brand. You also have an option of getting a shout out in every sporting event we cover. And that's 3 points for your business. So support HCTV today! Go to hastingstv.org/sponsors for more information or to give a one-time donation.
Doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore, interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
All right, we are back. I'm telling you, Hunter, it's almost like you timed that perfectly, like you could hear what was going on. Literally, my commercial ended on the radio, and the fade-in came. We are a minute 43 away from puck drop, they say, but I got a hunch they're going to shorten it up as the Raiders are up by a score of 5-0 over the Apple Valley Eagles. Raiders looking to hold on to this game, just continue to work, and they'll punch their ticket to a face-off against Eastview, the number 1 seed, in 2 nights, as that game will take place in Apple Valley against Eastview, who ended up the number 1 seed after beating Rosemount twice. As I mentioned, a much, much more challenging section, as the number 3 seed in this section is St. Thomas. In 1AA, the number 3 seed was... I'm trying to even remember. I do know this, it was Rochester Century that ended up the 2 seed. A couple of updates. Boys basketball, they come back and win 66-59 tonight, as they were facing North St. Paul. They were down 29-32 at half, waiting for an update on the girls' side, as they were up by a score of 43-22 at half. Big hockey upset. St. Cloud beats Roseau 2-1 for high school hockey, and so we'll see how it's going as things are getting settled in here. That one is a huge, huge upset. And listen, Peter Schultz, listen, the guy said his name is pronounced Kreitzman. It's spelled the same way, but he wants it pronounced Kreitzman, and I'm not listening to the Grateful Dead no matter how much you pay me, Mr. Schultz. There's just zero chance of that. Raiders will be on the right. Apple Valley will be on the left. We got Smirsky in net, still in net for Apple Valley on the left. Number 41, Wiggins. He has had a rough night. Some puck bounces, some unforced errors, as actually the 4th goal was knocked in by his defenseman right past him. And so the Raiders now getting ready. They are 17 minutes away from a home playoff victory and a chance to go try and upset Eastview. Face-off won by the Raiders momentarily. Chipped past. Here comes Mickelson. He's got Hatfield with him. That's to the right-hand side of the Raiders. We'll be going, as I said, right to left. So when I say right wing side, that's going to be the top of your screen in your head. Here's a centering pass. That's too far. Vanderhoff racing. He's going to not get possession cleanly. And a great centering attempt to Harris, but a good job by Noah Narag. Breaks it up. Harris has it, though. Back to Vanderhoff. Top left circle. Shot. That one actually dented the net, or the glove of Wiggins. Rung behind the net. Off of Harris's stick. Now pushed out to the left blue line for Zaruba. Zaruba's going to ring it back around as Mickelson was taking away any shooting lane. Smart play there to avoid anything. Now Harris has it. You just try not to shoot it into shin pads if you're the point D, which is what Zaruba wisely avoided. Now Harris causing a turnover. Drop pass to Vandy one time. Right into the glove of Wiggins, who does a little Marc-Andre flourish with it. Closes his glove, which is more than Tyler McCarville ever did, and holds on for the save. No joke, we were looking at Tyler McCarville's glove. He still can't close it, and he's had legit 5 years to try and break in that glove. Coach Klein always says McCarville basically played with 2 blockers. Face off in the right-hand circle. Bouncing puck, Otten tries to get it, but Teglin gets a stick on it. Now it is held up for Otten. He's going to shoot it to the left side of Smirsky. Now onto the right-hand side wing. Teglin absorbs a hit, chips it up. Into the neutral zone we go. Centered. Dropped on Smirsky, who's just going to leave it for Teglin in the left corner. Teglin reverses. He's got Wallstrom with him, and then at the center he's got Regenscheid. Instead he elects to flip it up and safely away from everyone. McIntosh is going to have to race. Regenscheid is with him. Reversed. Shot up the near side for Otten. And there's Wallstrom spinning. Savage comes up with it, but all 3 Raiders are too close together for anything. Teglin now gets the pass. Shot! Deflected in front by Savage. That one just goes high, and Regenscheid maintains possession. Looping up onto his backhand, though. Over across to Savage. Savage, shot! Trying to repay the favor, giving it as a shot pass to Wallstrom. That's how Savage got his goal in the first period. Instead, that one's about shin pad high, and so it sails into the corner. Raiders regroup in the neutral zone before dumping it and getting a change. Mills has it. Pushes ahead Carlson to the near side. Engelbrecht, bounce pass, up over Mills, Teglin there. Now pushed ahead Carlson. Near side Geib over to Carlson. Carlson drop pass, Chumsland, backdoor shot, goal! What a play! Incredibly unselfish by all three guys. Guy gets to finish on it. Chumsland should be Carlson for the assists, and Guy Barry's backdoor. That'll put it into running time here as the Raiders are now up 6-0. Face off. Back to Beff. Beff gets the red. Rings it hard. Wiggins misses. Chumsland loops, waiting for it. Instead it goes back to Niederkorn. So Carlson gets one assist. Thomas McGinnis gets the other one. So not Chumsland. We'll see on the replay if that's clear or not. They've missed a couple others, but either way, hopefully it stands. Raiders up 6-0. Now it's just going to be 14 quick minutes if they can hold this cross-ice dump. Raiders now getting guys out. Here comes Burns. So Gavin Burns, number 6, getting on the ice, as is number 17, Devin Plank. Raiders not afraid to clear the benches and reward guys who've been busting their tail all year. Chip to the near side. Zagota has it. Streaking is Kraut. Zagota fans on it. That's been a trend for the Raiders at times, is the off-the-heel fan. In fact, turnover right up front, goal. That puck was clearly in the net. Turnover behind the net. Raiders too careless, and the clock stops now. Kreutzmann for Apple Valley is going to be unassisted on that. Goes 5-hole on Smirsky, and the shutout is over. So 13:40 left. They finally pop one. Hard to put that one on the netminder Smirsky, as just a miscommunication. Zagota kicks it, trying to kick it to himself, instead kicks it right to Kreutzmann, and it goes in the net. So my quick night just slowed down. Be nice if the Raiders pop another one here. Here's Teglin. He's taken down. Pancake of the game is still McIntosh, unfortunately for the other team. Now down to the ice goes Wahlstrom. Teglin battling. Apple Valley leaning on it. They're not done. They're not quitting as their season is on the line. Savage chipped up. Regenscheid. It's going to be 2-on-2 in the corner. Regenscheid versus Benalkin. Puck is squirting to the neutral zone where 14 Mickelson has it. Looking for Hatfield. That's offsides. So the Apple Valley Burnsville squad regroups. Here comes Carlson. Trying for a cross-crease jump. Instead, Narog has it. Behind the net to Benolkin. Benolkin back to Narog. He's looking on the right side for Mickelson. Instead, gives it to the left. Chip pass ahead. Here's Benolkin racing up. Drop pass. Shot. Saved by Smirsky. Kicked up. And that'll be a souvenir for one of the fans hanging out around the other side. In fact, that's a whole bunch of JV guys, so they can just take that puck and put it back in the bucket, as I feel like we've lost quite a few this year. Face-off will occur on the right wing dot of Smirsky. Zagota stepping in. That goes behind the net, reversed, chipped up, turnover, backhand McIntosh, save by Smirsky. Raiders careless right now. So I get it, you're up. I get it. We had them in run time, but now we've seen 2 turnovers lead to grade A chances. And they're going to have to clean this up. Face off on the left-hand side. This time clearly won by the Raiders. Chipped up. Nope, they're going to say missed it, as it was a ring by Beff. And Harris just didn't get enough on it. Actually probably didn't get anything on it. So we're going to reset at 12:27. 6-1 Raiders up over Apple Valley. As we said, boys basketball, they win tonight. They were trailing. Girls were up at halftime. We'll wait and find out that. Swimming and diving section start tomorrow, as the Raiders will be at, looks like it says at 2 Rivers, which I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe it is. Now the puck is rung on the right-hand side. Vanderhoff chipped up. Here come the Raiders. They've got a potential 2-on-1. Harris, short side, shot. Trying to go 5-hole. And Wiggins' stick is in the wrong spot, but he is able to squeeze the knees together and hold on for a save there. Thursday night, Raiders will face Eastview. Broadcast is going to be a little interesting. We got to work out some stuff. I will be on the radio for sure, but we're going to be partnering, it looks like, so we'll get you those details when they're finalized. And then swimming and diving continues Thursday as well. Face off. That's won by Apple Valley. They get it in the neutral zone. Zaruba tries to push it out. Chumslin layered back, helps out, gives it to the left side D of Beff. Beff on his backhand, pushing it up ahead, trying to get it to McGinnis. Instead it squirts back to Zaruba, who reverses train. Guy to McGinnis, and now ping pong hockey. Raiders have it. Apple Valley has it. Raiders have it. And now the Raiders have it. Zone entry. Here comes Chumslin. He's met, rings it up into the netting. So that'll be a face-off. It's always hard on those situations to know what to talk about because it's they've got it, we've got it. Not, like nobody's really changing spots. Nobody's really changing positions. It ends up just being the puck moving and nobody moving. Now the face-off is won by Apple Valley. They're trying to chip it out. They get it past Geib on that right wing side into the neutral zone. Teglin overskates it. Here comes Kreitzman. Kreitzman drop pass back to Kreitzman. He's the lone goal scorer for the Raiders. Assist to a Raiders skate as it kicked it right to him short side. Now backside rebound. Centered across for Hatfield. That was a dangerous situation. Again, the Raiders look like they stopped playing a little too early here, as after being dominant, now they just let him walk in. That was Engelbrecht who just walked right in for a short side shot on the Raiders. This game is not over, boys. 11 minutes left here in this third period. Apple Valley with time of possession. Down goes number 14, shot short side into the box. For the second time tonight is going to go the captain, number 4, John Teglin. They're going to say a hold. Apple Valley is 0 for 2 on power plays. So are the Raiders are actually 1 for 2, and they got a shorthanded goal. But we've talked about this. The Raiders have got to do a better job of staying out of the box. This is their 4th penalty of the game. One was an offsetting shenanigans. One was absolutely absurd as they waved out the Raiders for a late change, and then they kicked out both guys in the faceoff circle, resulting in a penalty. Engelbrecht over to Narog. One time, that one misses. Carlson now rings it hard. That's going to get out of the zone. Engelbrecht's going to go back. Harris is all over him. This led to a shorty last time. This time, they wisely send it the other direction to Fisher Hatfield, my favorite name of the year. Fisher Hatfield to Mickelson. Mickelson dumps it in. Beff has it, reverses to Carlson. Carlson off the glass, sends it. That's going to go all the way to Wiggins. Wiggins is going to have to make a decision because Harris is all over Engelbrecht. Up to Narog. Good pass by Wiggins. Wiggins is going to end up saving himself some work on that side. Now Smirsky sends it right back over to Narog. Interesting choice to backhand that when we're on the power play. Now on the kill, Narog shot, short side, just misses. Centering, tied up by Harris, and then Zagota gets it out. And so there is 1:07 left on the penalty to Teglin. Narog has it. Raiders flip. Who's up front? Chumslin, Vanderhoff on the back end. Zaruba and Niederkorn. Good job. Chumslin outworking himself even at times. Now shot deflected onto the net by Niederkorn, but Smirsky holds on for the save. Girls basketball, they win 82-63. Moorhead Spuds, they defeat Brainerd in boys hockey playoffs 4-1. So both boys and girls basketball end up with the wins today. I'm trying to catch up here as the Raiders now inside their zone. Puck is dumped down. They're still killing this off. Chipped up. Vanderhoff steps out, has time and space. Just trying to kill time, then floats a backhander in. Otten knocks that down, but Chumslin is going to be there. Benolkin pushes it up to Otten. Otten with back pressure. Up the right wing side, on the blue line. Shot near side, bounced out. Smirsky again. You know, those short side angles have kind of played a little bit of havoc with them. The puck is dumped down onto Wiggins, who jumps it up to Benolkin. 16 seconds till Teglin is freed. Turnover, Zagota has it. He's got room, time and space. Shot hits the side of the net. The glove for Wiggins is off. As a great jump by Zagota. That's the second time from the same spot. Just different periods, as you see Zagota giving Wiggins the old tap on the tuchus there, saying good job. Again, just you talk about what Coach Klein is preaching. It's not just how you go, it's where you go and the path that you take it there. He always talks about the routes. What is the path you can take that's most likely to bring you where the puck's going to be. You see that a lot on the kill. Raiders win the faceoff, and in the neutral zone they retreat. Beff now going to send it in right to left. That's going to be right for Ryder Regenscheid, who kicks it down deep. Teglin out of the box. Raiders now 3 for 3 on the kill with a shorthanded goal. Guy battled. DeMar has it, reverses, trying to get it to Cook, can't, as Geib is all over him, as is Wallstrom. Now it's down to the corner. Geib reverses away from Engelbrecht. Pushed up to the near side. Here's Carlson. Carlson, bounce pass to Wallstrom. Now a shot, rung up. DeMar has it, flipped out in the neutral zone. Carlson pushes it past. Wallstrom's going to dump it left to right. And we're at the 8-minute mark here. Raiders up 6-1 over Apple Valley. Stretch play. Mills coming in. Good job by Zaruba and Kraut to get back, as that was an attempted breakaway. Puck is going to be sent 200 feet for an icing by Carlson, and that's just going to allow them to settle things down and get back to their normal lines. So girls basketball finishes the season 18-7 with this latest win over North St. Paul. They will be in section action next Wednesday, February 28th. We talked about wrestling. They're the 4 seed. That starts, pardon me, next week. Let's see here, what else is going on? Oh yeah, individual sections for wrestling is this weekend, as Apple Valley sends it to the near right corner. McGinnis there battling. He's against Severson. Caps tried to get it to Miller, but it went out of the zone, and now Miller's going to send it back in, but Apple Valley's offsides. Zaruba has plenty of time. He sets up behind Smirsky, steps out to his forehand, left-hand side. Stick in the lane, so he's just going to push it up. And Benolkin ramps that up. They're going to put that face-off back inside the Raiders zone. Alpine season over. Great season by those, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams finishing in the top 5 in sections. Just get a look at the brain trust there. Coach Kuhn, Klein, and Stoffel in their 4th season? 3rd season? 3rd season behind the bench after taking over for Adam Welch is Coach Klein. Severson now bounce pass near side, up. Zaruba in his zone. Goes to the left side where Teglin is waiting. Gets it in the neutral zone. McGinnis battling. And now chipped back. Chumslin gets it. Good job by Kraut to get a stick on it. And Kraut and Chumslin, the first one's there. Run to the near side. Caps. Chip pass. Centering. Now into the near side. Teglin. He's going to steal it from Watson. Comes in. Gets a good pass to Kraut. We've got time and space here. Kraut walks in. Right-hand side. Rister. Goal! Wow. Kraut he's honestly looking for a rebound there. That is not a shot on goal to score attempt by Braden Kraut, but it goes in nonetheless. He made the right choice here, trying to play the rebound, as it was a 3-on-2, and it just goes over the blocker side pad of Wiggins, and the Raiders are back to a 6-goal lead. Again, Teglin's going to get the first assist here. You can see he's trying to bounce it. It looks like literally play it pass off pads, and Wiggins just misreads it. Great job by Kraut to put it on net, and it almost looked like it hopped. I think that it ramped up off of Wiggins' pad. Near side, Niederkorn, far red line to Geib. Dumped in on Wiggins. Wiggins knocks it out of the air. So Chumslin is going to get one of the assists as well. That's unbelievable. I don't know how they can get this many wrong. We just watched them. Literally, the referees have gotten 3 of the calls wrong on helpers. That was Johnny Teglin, 100%. Now here comes Apple Valley. Hatfield on the right-hand side. Walks up, drop pass, shot. Smirsky poke check. Bad choice there. I'll tell Tyler McCarville to fix that. As a big hit on Chumslin by Mickelson. And they're going to get him for a rough, is my guess. And now they're going to get Beff for, I'm going to call that selfishness. So we've got a rough on 14. And then Beff loses his cool and slashes him. So Hastings 27 slash. And then Apple Valley's for a rough. I think that was Mickelson, pretty sure. Face-off center ice, so 5-on-5. So Beth losing composure there. Those are the things the Raiders just can't do. Thursday night's going to be Eastview. We're the 8 seed. They're the 1 seed. Raiders cannot keep taking those kind of penalties. Can't give away opportunities. The Raiders now offsides. Stepping out is going to be Otten. Otten over the left-hand side where Skoglund has it. Skoglund behind the net. Zaruba rips it up to the near side. Engelbrick has it, and now we've got guys down. Shot! That one fired up as Zaruba was just trying to get his stick back from McIntosh. Now shot. That one misses Smirsky up to the right-hand side. It is 5-on-5, but it looks like a power play momentarily. Chipped into the neutral zone. Here's Otten. And again, now we've got the wrong thing here. The arena announcer is saying it's Vanderhoff with the penalty. That's not true. It's actually 14 Mickelson. So some miscommunication there, but I'm going to tell you right now, that is Johnny Teglin who's got the assist on the last goal. I've had to scratch out some stuff here as they continue to miss, but so be it. Here comes the Raiders on a breakout. 4:20 left here in run time. 7-1 Raiders on top. Gavin Burns racing in, pushing the puck behind the net. Continues his forecheck, gets a good skate on it, now stops, steps up, centering pass, looking for Geib. Geib was tied up by Spencer Miller. Puck is behind the net. Cook has it. Up to the right-hand wing. Misses. Teglin with it in his feet. Cross-ice dump. So the Raiders get a good chance of practicing at 2-3, being smart, as Apple Valley has some guys floating. Wells was in there. Now he retreats, but Apple Valley's Benalkin steps up to the right-hand side. Cook. Dump. Into the corner, near side. Teglin has it. Devin Plank, number 17, out with him, but it's going to end up on Geib's stick momentarily. Teglin decides to pick up his own pass. He's going to pass everyone. Crosses the blue, dumps it. Continues. Thomas McGinnis, number 5, going in with him. Puck is rung down to the right-hand side. Coming back up. Stepping around. Apple Valley gets the zone. That's Kreitzman. Kreitzman has it. Apparently, Kreitzman, a big Grateful Dead fan, according to Peter Schultz. Here's Severson, shot. Short side misses. Cap has it, pushes it back up. Trying to get to Narog. Instead, it's a turnover. That was Kraut. Almost had another chance for a breakaway there. Kraut, the latest goal scorer for the Raiders. 3 minutes left here in this third period. Carlson, near side. Bounce into the offensive zone for Apple Valley. And so that'll be an icing as the 2 offending players who lost their cool are sent back to their respective benches. Clock keeps ticking, 2:39 left and running. Raiders up 7-1 on the Eagles. Shots on goal 34-22 here in favor of Hastings. Regenscheid chip back to Carlson. Carlson bounce pass around. That's met though by Narog. Centering pass. Right in front was Austin Demare. Instead, the Raiders have it. Here comes Regenscheid. Regenscheid met by Demare. Still keeps the puck. Short side, trying to get a shot off. Burns now chips it. 3-on-2 the other way. Here comes Kreitzman. Kreitzman to Demare. Demare chips it past Niederkorn. Smirsky now is going to help it along. Burns waits, chips to the centering. Here comes Regenscheid. 2-on-2, but a back pressure is going to stop that. Savage just knuckles it off of Severson's knee here. Pushed up to number 12, Jackson Dolman, getting on the ice for the Raiders. Here comes Severson. Severson looks for Demare. That's knifed, so no icing will be called as we are under 2 minutes. Chumsland, behind the net he goes, sends it up. Savage chipped. Geib trying to get there. Instead, it's pushed over to Cook. Cook up to Wells, no icing. Racing is going to be Dolman. In front of the net is Skoglund. Instead, it drops to Hatfield. Shot short side. Puck is loose. Smirsky. That one hit the side of the net. And Smirsky wasn't sure where it was and ends up going back between his knees. You saw Sawyer Zaruba there racing in, putting his stick behind the goalie's skates to make sure it doesn't get pushed through. And we stay with running time. 1 minute left here. Raiders are going to beat Apple Valley. And they're going to get a chance to face Eastview on the road on Thursday. Shot, blocked, drops down. Dolman, backhand to the right-hand side where Wallstrom has it in front of the student section. Now puck knocked almost in on the Raiders' own goaltender by a centering pass. Skoglund has it, shot, rebound. Zaruba over to the right-hand side where Geib chips it past Severson. Kreitzman's going to be in the corner. He reverses it. Guy Bazaire spins away from one check. Wallstrom trying to help, but Wells is all over him. Apple Valley comes out of it, steps out to the right-hand side. 23 seconds left. Engelbrecht to Wells. Up to the middle where Plank pushes it back. No icing. At this point, basically, we're just going to run the clock down. Raiders are going to win this game by a score of 7-1 here over Apple Valley Burnsville and advance to the section quarterfinals with a chance to face the #1 team, Eastview Lightning, this Thursday. So a big win for the Raiders. The first period was more than enough as the Raiders put 4 on Apple Valley in the first period. Apple Valley's lone goal coming off of a deflection that ended up on the stick. We're going to step aside on the radio side for a commercial break. Stay tuned on TV here. Final shots on goal in this game, 34-25 in favor of the Raiders. You see the lineup here as the Raiders shake hands. Make sure to say congratulatory things. Here is the bracket as it stands now. Eastview versus Hastings Thursday at 7 p.m. On the TV side, HCTV will be partnering for sure. So that broadcast will come on the radio side. We kind of got to see how it's going to work all out. And then they're on the side with Park and Cretin. So that'll be interesting to see how things go. Boy, how would you like a section semifinal, Park and Cretin here? Upcoming broadcast for KDWA. Boys hockey on Thursday, Friday. Prescott girls basketball versus Barron in playoffs. Next week, Hastings boys basketball. Or if the boys hockey team comes up with a colossal upset, they'll be at sections. And then on next Wednesday, as I mentioned, the recently 18-7 girls basketball team will be in sections. So that's what's coming on KDWA in the future. On HCTV, like I said, no matter what, boys hockey is going to be streamed here. There'll be some a little bit of negotiations as it's a different place as we partner. And then they will have girls basketball versus Hill Murray this Friday. Girls basketball sections next Wednesday, and if they win, following up as we enter March. So a lot of action here as it is playoff times here in Hastings. Big shout out to everyone involved. Camera operators, Max Slocum, Ben Brannon, Ashley Bowes. Those are the people you never get to see. Producer, director, the guy with the great replays helping me out, Hunter Pinky. He's also kicking out the graphics. And then me, I'm Josh Colvin. So from everyone at HCTV, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you back on Thursday.